traditional draft on MTG Arena. So I drafted this deck this morning. Had one game already that I won. So here's the deck. It was a bit of a weird draft. So I'm playing a Azorius or blue-white spirits deck, which I've read is apparently meant to be one of the stronger archetypes in the Midnight Hunt draft. So yeah, very low curve deck, mostly 2-drops and 3-drops, and full of lots of disturbed creatures. So I actually opened a dual land in my first pack, so I took the Grafkeeper in the first pack, and then after that there were a lot of blue cards coming around the table, so I got a Triskaideka File on, I think, like third pick. And yeah, basically just the goal of the deck is just to play flying creatures, so most of the creatures are either flying or come back as a flyer, with the disturb effect, and then lots of draw discard to try and just kind of filter through the deck and get the cards I need. And I've got a Drowning Out Amalgam at the top end of the mana curve, just to if a game stalls out, to have an unblockable creature to kind of put in the last few points of damage. A little bit of removal, probably not as much as I would like, but Revenge of the Drowned, and then a couple of bounce spells, Geist Wave and Fading Hope, and 2 Silver Bolts, which could help with, particularly against werewolf decks that are kind of racing on the ground against my flying attacks in the air. And the other useful thing with these bounce spells is that I could potentially bounce a disturbed creature and get it back as its original front face of the card. So just like getting a lot of value out of these disturbed creatures. So yeah, my first game, I won the opening game pretty easily. It was basically just the opponent had no removal or flyers, so it was just kind of a race, and I was pretty comfortably ahead. The second game I got a bit messed up with mana. I started the game with 4 lands and didn't want a mulligan, and then ended up drawing another few lands, so I couldn't really answer the threats the opponent was putting on the table or outrace him. And then the final game, the opponent got messed up for mana. I think he kept a 2-land hand and didn't draw any more lands, so yeah, that was a bit of a free win in that final game. But yeah, overall the deck seems to be playing okay. You can see here I got a Meathook Massacre in my final pack. I probably could have ended up with a pretty strong blue-black deck here as well. Actually, now that I'm looking at my deck, I probably should have switched into black at one point, just because I also picked up... So I got a Blade Stitch Scarb and a Corpse Cobble. I actually had an opportunity to get another Blade Stitch Scarb in the last pack, so there was obviously no one on the table really following the blue-black zombies. And yeah, I also got an Arlen in the second pack, so even if I lost all of these matches, I've already picked up 2 mythics just from the draft, which is yeah, not bad. It was just unfortunate that by the time I got the Arlen, I already had basically half a deck of blue, so I couldn't really go into red-green, and the same for a double black Meathook Massacre. By the time that came around, I was already pretty solidly in blue-white. So anyway, enough talking about the deck. Let's get into a game and see how it goes. Okay, the opponent's going first. I'm kind of inclined to keep this just to... I can get the mask down on turn 1 and probably play Revelry on turn 2 if I don't get any blue mana, which should at least get me another card. Hopefully I don't mess myself up the way I did in the last game when I should have mulliganed. Yeah, let's go for that. The blue mana, which is great. I've got the mask. I can also filter one of these planes with shipwreck sifters. Opponent has 5 cards in hand. So I don't really... I guess the Ominous Wrist would give me a 1/1 bird. I'm actually just going to equip this turn. So this Blood Thief's going to be ticking up if I let it deal damage to me, so I kind of want to keep a blocker up. He's going to attack the trailer. It's fine. He normally you'd want to be using Pact Betrayal when you can sacrifice the creature, so I've kind of saved myself with that. I think I'm just going to bench the ground right now. I've still got the Candle Trap to use on a later turn, and I don't have better to do with my mana. Yeah, I'm just trying to think if I have any use for the zombie other than attacking. I think it is actually... it's useful to trigger Coven on cards like Candle Trap. But I don't have any sacrifice effect or anything. Relies on creatures dying, so I'm just going to use it for the extra damage. So we're looking good for being able to get some value off Sunset Revelry next turn, with the opponent having 4 cards in hand now. I will attack first, just to see what's happening. I don't think they'll be able to get 2 cards out of their hand with that mana, so I'm just going to play some 3 now. Draw a card, get Shipwreck Sifters. I'm going to play that and probably dump this plains. Yep. looks like the opponent's gets quite a lot of land. I guess, yeah, I can outlaw that turn. So there's the amalgam, it's good. I could candle trap the outlaw. I don't really need to. What have I got in my graveyard? Yeah, I think at this point I'm just going to attack with my bird and then drop the Drownyard Amalgam. I'm going to mill some cards just to I didn't pick up any disturb creatures, but I at least cut a couple of lands off my draws, which is nice. So I'm definitely glad that I kept the candle trap. So I can't trigger the candle trap carbon yet, but I can put it down just to stop the regent. So going to just wondering whether to put a mask on one of these creatures and attack. I think for now I'm just going to attack with the... No, he's going to get blocked by the regent. Oh no, I guess if I attack with both of these, then that's fine. I'll drop the archivist. Discard that plains. Yeah, I really want to get rid of the regent as soon as possible. I'm going to block that. Yeah, so that's going to get a disturb creature, which... So yeah, I want to get rid of his hand filter in effect. Look at there, so now he's going to draw a card. Right. So I guess this turn I can get the castaway up, setting, no, not, I'll actually rather get the Whale Drifter up because that will set me up for Coven next turn. Don't want to attack with that just yet. It'll also give me another bird, which is nice. So yeah, let's go for that. So I'm actually fine to trade the Archivist. So the opponent potentially getting a lot of creatures out with this. He's actually not going to cast whatever's in his hand. Alright, so Yeah, I think we can do this right now. Get rid of the Moonveil Regent, which was the main problem on the board. Keep mana up for the time being while I attack. Yeah, let's attack with the Archivist. I think it's more useful to have it up as a flyer anyway. I can block. Actually, maybe not for now. He's going to have to do something in the next 2 turns, basically, which is probably going to be to just attack with all his creatures. So it's good if I try to keep some blockers up. So next turn I can play the Ghostly Castigator, get some cards back from my graveyard, probably go for these removal cards. Yeah, the Sifters is looking not that useful right now. I guess it could combo pretty well once I get this Archive Haunt on the board, but so yeah, opponent definitely trying to. Oh yeah, so he got the trigger off this anyway because of the 1 damage from the Perforator. So that's fine. Alright, so what I'll do now is attack. Use these 3 flyers again. So you can see the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 mana. Return this to my hand. Get it back as a 3/2. I played the Castigator. Make another bird. And so I'm going to put the removal back in my hand, so in my library rather. 3 cards. I think I've got 2 Candle Traps here. Yeah, I think that's the way to go. Yeah, it looks like game over pretty much for the opponent. Nothing in hand, so I can just use this as productively as possible. Actually, I can block one of these with the Castigator. And just lose a bird. Right, and that succeeds. So that was game 1. Yeah, opponent playing a pretty aggressive deck. Just thinking The Shipwreck Sifters haven't been performing that well. It is, I guess it does give me a way to get through my deck. Just wondering whether I want a more productive blocker. Though the opponent did have a lot of small creatures, so it probably is good to have that there, like a 1-2 as a blocker for those 2/1s. Yeah, I don't think I'm really... The only thing I might consider doing is trying to get a cheaper creature than Drowning Out Amalgam, but it was good to have there just as a blocker. Like, the opponent didn't have any card that could attack through that last game. And I don't have anything that could deal with the Regent better than what's already in here. So I just have to maybe remember to save my candle traps up for the dragon. Yeah, let's go ahead with the same deck. I'm expecting they'll probably be boarding in a bit of graveyard hate if they got it in the draft. One of those Rotten Reunion and that zombie that exiles 2 creatures. So this is the same, well, a similar position to what I was in that other game, but I have plays for turn 1, turn 2, and potentially turn 3, so I think I can keep it. The problem with the hand that I didn't mulligan with 4 lands in the previous match was that it didn't have any way to actually filter my draw. You can see here I've got Shipwreck Sifters already, and also Sunset Revelry to net. So let's see what comes out here. Yeah, let's drop the Hermit. We'll get my Sifters bigger. I'm expecting some removal. Yep. That's fine, that's a card that could have killed one of my big creatures later, so... Arrogant Outlaw, so... I think I'm just going to kill that now. So I think I'm favoured in a longer game. Next turn I can drop the Intruder, instant speed, and block the Whisperer. Gonna keep that. Opponent having to use a burn spell. I'm guessing another Outlaw comes out. Nope. Okay. So I could probably just use Sunset Revelry now. It's not going to get me a card. Well, actually, if I drop this, and then Sunset Referee. So unless the opponent casts now, yeah, there we go. Got a card and 2 creatures. That was nice. 3 for 1 and a bit of life gain as well. Drawing cards. Okay, he attacks with a Whisper. I'm just going to block that with these 2. Totally fine with that trade. Alright, so now I think I can start getting I should play Ominous Roost before I get the Hermit out, just to get the most out of that. So let's go Morning Patrol for now. I think it gives me a blocker and an attack if they don't kill it. I can also bounce it if they use removal, though I don't think. Yeah, I don't really need the a bit of a Pit Fighter. That's the land card I needed. Can attack with my Morning Patrol. That's fine. It as a flying creature anyway. Now I drop the Ominous Roost. And play my little Hermit out of the graveyard. So we're getting the flyers going now. Gone, so the opponent's going to get some damage in this turn. Alright, now it's the Morning Patrol from the graveyard. Maybe we'll play that island just to be able to use this if I need it. Now, I'll just attack. So yeah, normally in this position, especially with this deck, where I have a lot of filtering, or a decent amount of filtering, I would keep the land in my hand, just to be able to discard it if I get a draw discard. But don't really need to worry about that right now. And yeah, as I said, it's was better to have them. Sure, so he's going to try and kill the apparition. I'm going to bounce it. And then I have my Morning Patrol back, and I draw a card. Okay, so now I can drop my Acceptors, discard the Morning Patrol, +1/+1 counter, and I bring back the creature, getting another 30. So So you can see the amount of card advantage that this... I should have affected that as well, I'm stupid. Yeah, the amount of card... Oh, sorry, I had summoning sickness, so it's fine, I couldn't attack anyway. Yeah, like loads of getting loads of value out of all these cards, especially when I'm bouncing a disturb one. So like the opponent, even though they've been drawing cards off a bunch of effects, they just can't keep up with the amount of creatures that I'm putting down. Right, so go to combat, attack with all of these. And I've got my Triskaidekaphile now, which is a mana sink. So yeah, 18 cards in my library, not really any reason to not play lands now. I can just, the more mana I have, the more cards I can draw with the Triskaidekaphile, but I will wait until the end of turn just to be able to potentially use the mana for things like Revenge of the Ground if I need it. So he's going to sacrifice. Though if he does, then he loses whatever he was planning. Oh, it was a land, okay. So I guess he's hoping for one of those vampires that give him life and... yeah, Arrogant Outlaw. That's the one I was thinking of. Alright, so whatever he targets with this, I will kill with Bolt. Yep. So I could get rid of the Blood Thief. It's taking 5 damage. So not enough for lethal. I think at this point I can actually just attack with everything except the Triskaidekaphile. And concedes. So there we go, that's 2 wins in the second match. And yeah, it's looking like this Disturb Azorius Spirits deck is pretty strong if you get the right cards for it. Like the Ominous Roost especially. If you get a chance to get that down before casting all these Disturb spells, you're just generating flyers every turn, and a lot of decks in this format just don't have any flyers. It's a real kind of stally kind of ground blockers deck, so format, sorry. This hand looks good. Can get Mask into Sifters, potentially dropping the Morning Patrol and then using the Roost, so I'll get 7. Opponent playing blue, maybe playing a similar deck to what I've got here. Blue-black. So I'm going to actually not going to discard the Morning Patrol just because I think it's going to be useful to keep. I might discard the other sifters. No, I'll discard the land for now. Play the morning patrol. Don't need to attack. And these two can combo pretty well, the patrol and the mask. I'll play sifters. Good, I hit a land, I can get rid of the hermit. I buff both my sisters. My next land. Trip to the morning patrol. And then I can attack with that. The nice thing about Disturb is that because you're casting from your graveyard rather than using an ability, it counts as casting a spell for the purposes of the day-night cycle. So I don't end up giving my opponent an advantage with their werewolves. I'm fine with taking the damage. I can't block the Scoundrel productively yet because of its ability. I should be able to deal with the Abomination. Okay, so the opponent has let night happen, but that's fine because I can play 2 spells this turn. I'll attack with the actually I can probably attack. I think I'll keep one of the sisters just to 5 damage next turn, but opponent plays Corpse Cobble, I can attack with zombies for blockers. Now I can... yeah, I'm going to drop Ominous Roost. I was expecting maybe a counter spell from the opponent there. Opponent recycles Falcon Abomination, so he's going to get that and another zombie, but he can't block with the zombies, so at this point Alright, the opponent's tapped out, so now is probably a good time to deal with the Scoundrel. He can't kill both of my creatures. So it's going to become a 2-3 and a 1-2. And that also lets me potentially play the Morning Apparition next turn or the Benevolent Geist. I'm thinking I'll probably play the Benevolent Geist just because it's a cheaper mana unless I hit another land drop. Opponent deciding how to deal damage between the two creatures. I'm not sure what they've maybe disconnected or something, because they don't have any mana to. Yeah. Maybe they didn't realise that it was their turn. Okay, so 5 mana to work with. So I can play the Geist. And I think I'm going to drop Sifters just because of the chance I hit a disturb card and drop both of these. So I hit a land. I can attack with everything. You can block one of these but not trade. So I'm in a pretty good position with this game as long as the opponent doesn't have a Meat Hook Massacre or something along those lines. Really cool. There's another land drop. So I'm going to play the Apparition. Equip my Geist. And I don't mind losing a bird to the Abomination at this point. I think maybe he has to block one of the other creatures anyway, just to kind of control the damage. Okay, so he's double blocking. Going to put the Abomination first, obviously. Opponent with 2 life left. Concedes the game. Alright, so we're dealing with a lot of zombies and flying creatures. I don't have any more bounce spells, which I was thinking might be good for dealing with those corpse cobble creatures. Silver Bolt's still okay for getting rid of the abominations. I don't have any graveyard hate. I don't really want to play a counter spell like that. Yeah, I think I'll go ahead with what I've already got. We'll see what the opponent brings in the next game. Expecting some graveyard hate maybe in this one. Yeah, we can keep this hand. We've got a bit of removal. the lift procession is going to keep them with a good supply of zombies. Curse of Leeches is a bit of a clock, I was going to say, but yeah, looks like the opponent's gotten pretty lucky with early plays in their opening hand. So I can really need to deal with the lurker as soon as possible. I think I'm gonna make the grounds for that. On top of the opponent's library. That again. Alright, so this turn I can get 2 spells out. And there's no point casting this on the lurker because it's going to disappear once it transforms. So I can drop the Sifters and then play Hermit from my graveyard. Gets me a flyer. Back to day. Drifter. Could have attacked with both groups there. Opponent's not blocking, so I'm going to play my own Gale Drifter. If he attacks, I can use Locked in the Cemetery. I can't use it at this point because I don't have the 5 cards in graveyard to tap the creature. Alright, so I'm actually going to bounce the... Well, let's see what happens with these triggers first. There's 3 cards. Alright, now I can bounce the Gale Drifter. Draw a card off that. Opponent does 3 damage. That lets me tap his Gale Drifter next turn. He probably has a Corpse Cobble. Okay. To play Sifters. Discard the Drifter. Symmetry on his Gale Drifter, and I will attack. keep this up to block any incoming zombies. Probably could have blocked there. It would have given him an extra zombie and gotten rid of my other flyer. Yeah, see, now I have a flyer to block anyway, which I actually wouldn't have been able to block an extra zombie with this bird. Right, so taps. Going to take 4 damage, so I'm on a bit of a clock now between that and the leeches. Right, so can this turn, I probably should have kept the land for zifters, but let's see, I'll get the Gale Drifter up. Hit a land, can discard that. The opponent maybe with some removal in hand. There's Midnight Ambush, still got the 1/1 bird to block this turn. Goblin Zombie going to slow down my ground assault, probably enough race we've got going, but let's see. Okay, that's going to be a good. Right, so Candle Trap only works on creatures. So I don't have another flyer. So I think at this point I want to get rid of the Abomination. I can actually, because I've got a 3-turn clock basically to deal with this curse. I'm actually just going to attack with everything. He's going to get, and he's going to block my sifters from that. Yeah, I'm actually dead next. Not on his turn, but on my own turn. Unless I can hit a 2-mana Disturb, which I don't think my deck actually has. So yeah, I'm going to take 2 mana from 2 damage from one of these, and then 1 damage from the curse. I maybe shouldn't have attacked with the 1/2 creature last turn, but yeah, I think I wouldn't really have had the damage to do 9 next turn anyway. Alright, so the opponent with more flyers this time around. Possibly they were already in the deck anyway and just happened to draw them this turn. I was thinking at first to maybe drop the Drownyard Amalgam to try and get a faster curve, but actually that could be my only way to deal damage if he gets a lot of flyers on the board. So yeah, I still like the bounce spells. Locked in the Cemetery, not as useful when he has those sacrifice outlets, but there's not that much I would actually want to bring in here. The Spirit's a bit slow. We'll go ahead, hope that being on the play this time gives me the racing advantage I need. Alright, we got a good starting hand. Okay, could be nice to get Triskaidekaphile on the board. I think I will do that actually, just attack with the yeah, Triskaidekaphile not really doing much at this point though. If the opponent doesn't play creature next turn, then I can use my mana for card draw. Alright, we have Falcon Abomination. I can I think I'm just gonna let's see if I can bait. Two attackers. Yeah, he's not going to block because I might have a buff or something, so I got an extra point of damage in there. I'm going to counter trap the Abomination, get more control out. So that gives him control over the day-night cycle, and also a bit of mana wrap. It also makes it, introduces the day-night cycle to the game, which means that I don't really want to attack with everything. I'll keep the Castaway up as a blocker. So in that case, I guess there is a point in attacking with Triskaidekaphile. Unplayed Silverbolt. So yeah, what I was saying before, the Celestus introduces the day-night cycle, which means that I have to be playing cards if I want to stop it from getting to night. There's Eaten Alive. Nice thing about Eaten Alive for him is that it also exiles my Morning Patrol, so I can't utilise the Disturb. Alright, Graveyard Trespasser. exile my Candle Trap. I'm going to kill that next turn with the Silver Bolt. Does mean that I'm not going to be playing a card, but now what's the discard a card? I guess I definitely shouldn't have played that land, but yeah, this is a really important to deal with. Just because it exiles opponent, draw, discard. Yeah, so it exiles whenever it attacks, and also there's a bleed effect on it. Gain 1 life, lose 1 life. And when it's transformed, it exiles 2 cards with the same effect. So he gets it back with the Azorius, which is a bit of a nuisance. My Triskaideka file. If I consider, don't want to put the another in my graveyard. Not much point attacking into Trespasser. Just gonna come back out. And pass turn. I can kill this if he attacks. There's not really anything in my graveyard that he should be wanting desperately to exile. He's going to attack. I don't mind double blocking this. Yeah, I mean, potentially he has a combat trick of some sort, but he still doesn't kill the castaway. Okay. I can attack first. Play my amalgam. With counterspell in hand. Yeah, I'll mill myself. I'm kind of giving him food for his exile ability, but at this point he won't be wanting to attack into the amalgam anyway. Got Malevolent Hermit in the graveyard with that. So I unfortunately don't have mana to activate the unblockable ability and to play any of these. But with the opponent only having 9 life left. I think what I actually want to do is, I don't really mind if it goes to a day-night cycle as long as I can kill him quickly enough. He's going to gain 2 life off. The glutton. I'm not going to block for now, so means that next turn if he attacks again, thinking of transforming Mystic Skull, so I can drop Sifters and play Arquebust. Five, 6. I'm not sure if the creature is tapped. I guess the creature is tapped once you transform it. Let's do this. Go to combat first. I can't play the Arquebust with them. I don't have mana up to play the Arquebust, but I could discard it anyway. Or potentially I hit a land to drop here. This is going to transform this glutton back as well. Right, so the opponent 6 mana, plenty of stuff in hand. Let's exile my Triskaideka file. Yeah, I can double block this. Puts me on a bit of a clock, taking the 5 damage, but yeah, he's now going to probably flash back the get the Graveyard Glutton back, Crawl from the Cellar, but he can't do that and play the creature this turn. Maybe, no, he can do that and play the creature, but then next turn I've got so actually going to... I don't have any disturbed creatures in graveyard. I'm going to Revenge of the Drowned Monstrosity after I attack. It's going to be a lot more effort for him to get this back into a creature. I also have discard to get rid of the Graveyard Trespasser. So let's do that now. The plans in my hand. So I don't have any. I've got one creature in the graveyard that you can target with this, but if I block with Castaway, it gives me another spirit to cast next turn. The Whale Drifter and the Castaway to play. Just going to attack with everything at this point. Do is put this Gale Drifter back in my library so he has no target for his gain life ability. Also get back those two cards. And I guess I can block that spell. He maybe attacks. Alright, goes together as well. Unless he has removal though, this is lethal next turn. Mana, one unknown card in hand. He exiled a creature from his own graveyard. That was pretty smart. Not going to be enough to save him though, I think. Let's go for this. If this is okay for a draw discard effect, attack with everything. That's 3 wins with this Disturbed deck. Bit of a long game for that last one, but we got there in the end. So yeah, I had read that the blue-white Disturb was probably the strongest archetype in the Midnight Hunt draft, and it does seem to be performing pretty well. Snow Day. So yeah, I'll claim my 3,000 gems and 6 packs, so that gets me double the entry fee, which more than makes up for the 3-loss quick draft deck I played a few days ago. And I'll pop the packs on the stream just for the entertainment value. Ordering egg. Rite of Harmony, I think I've already got a couple of those. Hoping to get a Jaren in one of these packs. Just because I need it for a couple of the standard decks I've been trying out, but I can always just use some of my wildcards. Enduring Angel. And another dual land.